Today's announcement could see major changes to the city under a directly elected Metro Mayor. Communities Minister Greg Clark and Treasury Minister Lord Jim O'Neill met with leaders of the Liverpool City Region to discuss the impact the agreement will have.
Well, I think it's a fantastic deal for Liverpool and the surrounding area, because it takes money and powers that were previously held in London by ministers and Parliament and puts it in the hands of the leaders here who live here, work here and know the area well. So that's what the agreement's all about.
Under the agreement, the city's mayor will have greater powers over local transport, including bus services and replacing ageing trains. It will also see a business plan for National Museums Liverpool and a £900 million investment fund. Merseysiders already have some experience of devolution lining cheek by jowl with Wales, which were granted devolved powers in the 1900s. Welsh by birth, Glyn Monhughes is a former Conservative spin doctor and politics expert who works in Liverpool.
People who live here, I don't think quite yet understand how big a difference it is. If you really want to see that difference in action, go to Chester. Chester is a bit odd in some ways in it's about the only city that borders Wales but also goes into Wales, so about 1/3 of Chester is across the border in Wales. And there's a street in Saltney, which is a suburb of Chester, which is called a Boundary Street. Now, strangely enough, that is the boundary between Wales and England. Now there, on one side of the street, prescriptions are all paid for, so you don't pay for an NHS prescription, anybody in Wales. On the English side, of course, those who have to pay. University fees are paid on the Welsh side of the street. On the English side of the street, people are paying £9,000.
The deal will give Merseysiders more power on deciding what they want the government's money to be spent on. For some, it was an idea that was warmly welcomed.
Well, I don't actually live in Liverpool myself, but I think by the sounds of it, rather than it being central, I think a lot of money tends to go down south for transport, particularly down there. So I think it's possibly a good thing that money is moved further north.
I think it should be in Merseyside more so than London, because...
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, London's different to Liverpool. It's more expensive than in Liverpool, and it's a bigger city.
I think only time will tell. I think devolution as an abstract concept sounds positive. I said, but at the same time, we've got to make sure that accountability is a major factor. I think Liverpool is a city that suffered from kind of increased disenfranchised policies and being marginalised as a community and as a city. So having greater resources and allocation of money provided here is always a positive, but we have to make sure that it's in the right hands moving forward.
The agreement is subject to all 6 councils accepting the final agreement on Thursday, following deals signed by other cities in the north. Eleanor Davis, JMU Journalism.